One. All right, guys. This is going to be the last video in this whole, I don't know, escapade. It's been going on for way too long. I've quit the Cycle Frontier. A lot of people have quit the Cycle Frontier. We're going to talk why I quit the Cycle Frontier, how this whole thing went down, what I'm going to be doing with the channel. I'm going to give you an apology to you guys as well as Jaeger. Let's get through this. I have like a little bit of a rough draft here. I'll show you guys this rough draft that I kind of want just some key points I want to talk about. And let's get into it. So first and foremost, I want to thank everyone for the support. It's been saying the whole community has really had my back, other than Reddit. Reddit seems to hate me, but the community has had my back. I mean, after I brought attention to it in the first video, basically you guys took care of it. I mean, they don't even want to post on Twitter or anything. A lot of you is like the last straw for you. And I told you guys, not to quit the game, don't go after anyone, but this was just like the last straw for you. And I appreciate the support from the entire community. Appreciate you guys that are leaving a lurk on my channel while we try and keep up the integrity of this giveaway. I want to thank other content creators who had my back, especially from other genres. The people in like the Hunt Showdown genre really showed up. Tarkov genre really showed up, and news outlets. So all other content creators that you probably didn't even see that had my back, but told me if Jaeger came after me on like some sort of like bogus false DMCA takedowns like they have in the past, or on some like bogus legal matters, that they would have my back and they would make videos in the matter as well. So thank you to all of you guys. I saw some people that simply just don't like me on Reddit with like some tinfoil hat theories. People were saying that I was making like hundreds of thousands of dollars off this, and this was like all of my interest, and I had planned this for months and months in advance. I really don't know what to tell you. If you believe that, then okay, I don't know how I could do that. And if you just look at my actions, if you look back to the first video, I didn't like go and make a video about this right away. What did I do first and foremost when I found out that Jaeger had told me that I could enter the competition, and then they just excluded me, next to the last day, right? I went and tried to get a hold of a higher up at Jaeger to just ask what was going on, right? And they banned me. That's what happened. So it's not like I went and like caused the whole shit storm to begin with. That's how I tried to handle that. But regardless, I want to apologize to all people that are still playing the game. Or just apologize to everyone that this negatively impacted Jaeger, the player base. This drama hasn't been good, and I don't think either party handled this well. You could say that Jaeger kind of put these into motion, but I didn't make it better. And there wasn't like a lot of good decisions to be made. So all I could really do is like silently like walk away, stay silent about it, and then completely burn my community because they decided to burn my community and the Cycle community by not upholding their contest, and then continue to make videos for them. Or the action we took now, but it just wasn't good. No matter how you look at it, it wasn't good for the game, wasn't good for the player base, and I'm sorry for that, guys. That was not my intention at all. This has just been a shitty situation. I love the Cycle Frontier. I've been playing it for 2 years now. I mean, I was one of the first partners they ever had. I've been streaming it consistently, making the most videos on it consistently since the original betas. I was a public tester and stuff like that. I helped give them feedback, etc., etc. I helped design certain aspects of the game. Like developers approached me and asked, what should be in the game, what would be good rewards and stuff here. And I tried to do my best to give good feedback, and just as like a player, and like look out for all players, not just my play style, but try and look out for all players. And you can see that kind of like my patch note videos where I talk about how this is going to influence just varying players. But yeah, I mean, I had meetings with them dating back to like the original closed betas, and it's just been a lot of over promising and under delivery. Now this is like stuff under NDA, so I can't really talk on it. But I mean, I had like 2-hour meetings with Straticus of all the things that were going to be coming into the game, why I should pivot to being a full-time content creator for Cycle, and basically none of them ended up becoming true. Like they've always wanted content creators to come into the game. They understand that content creators make their game, but they're totally willing to burn them at the stake. And I've worked with a lot of different developers. People on Reddit were saying I stirred up trouble for the Tarkov developers, but I've never had any issues with the Tarkov developers. I've worked with 2K, Gearbox. Well, mostly Gearbox, not really 2K. It's the publisher, I believe. But I've worked with tons of developers. The Marauders developers, I've never had any issues. Community managers, stuff like that, have always been super respectful towards me. It never until I moved to Cycle did I ever see community managers that allowed people to like personally attack me just because, I mean, they had like personal motivation, and they just allowed that to happen. In other communities, I've been nothing but respected by the developers, by the community managers, and it's been a great experience. I've never had any issues with any other developers, and it was weird to see like Reddit saying that was true, because it simply isn't true. It was basically, there was a whack hate thread on me, and none of the facts they had really had any validity, except for one that I might be able to write this giveaway off is a tax deduction. Sorry, my brain's a little foggy. It's early here in Hawaii, but yeah, that might be true. But the rest of the other statements it just wasn't there. So I've been with Cycle for 2 years. I mean, I've made those crazy little infograph panels that helped tons of players and really didn't give me any exposure. I've made like just about any content I could to help the player base, and I love Cycle Frontier. Even right now, after all this bullshit, it's still my favorite game. But I just realistically can't continue to make full-time content on it. Like, it didn't even make sense before all this stuff happened. Realistically, the people that are still making content in the game, they had no channel to begin with. They maybe had 3 viewers on Twitch prior to going to Cycle, and it's just not saturated. There's no content really being made. They had no subscribers on YouTube, and they basically bound themselves to the Cycle, and they're scared to leave, basically. The reason I stayed was, even though it didn't make sense, I couldn't really grow at all playing the Cycle. I just loved the game, right? But with not the developers, but the community managers and the content creation managers consistently spitting in my face and spitting in my community's face, it's just like, I can't reasonably continue to do it. And a lot of players have quit the game. People associate players quitting the game because of me, but we can talk about the facts of that situation later. Jaeger's been really quiet during this whole time, to the point where like they didn't even post on their social media accounts for like a week or two because of the backlash. I mean, if we go look here, the creator contest is crazy. I didn't tell anyone to say anything. Just the community has my back. I've gone through this. There is one person who is standing up for the integrity of this contest, and it's a developer. And maybe we can find it here, but you even see that he talks about how he's been moved to a different project. He's not even playing Cycle anymore, which is crazy to see. But let's talk about the reason why I think people are leaving the game. So there's no updates. Realistically, during all of Season 3 so far, we've had one update that addressed the balancing around some of the new weapons. And other than that, there really hasn't been any meaningful updates at all to the game. Okay, it's been a couple months now, and there's just no updates. We don't have any content announced at all. No future content is announced for Season 4. We don't even know if Season 4 is going to be coming. The Battle Pass has an expiration date when you're in game, but there's no planned content. That's super weird for a game to not have any announced content. Maybe people will watch this video and they'll go ahead and show us some content they have planned. I don't know, but it's worrying. They have no executive producer, and they had no position. I actually just changed. That's not true. I looked on their website today, and they actually do have a position now for the lead producer. So this was the guy I was trying to get in contact with that they banned me for trying to contact him, Rich Deckard. I'm not sure what happened. I was having a conversation with him like a couple days prior to him just randomly vanishing. So I don't know. I mean, that's like an executive position. Those are very hard positions to get. They're paid very well. And the way I see it is they're also the first to get laid off if things are bad, right? We all know that Cycle's struggling with profits. So maybe he got laid off. I don't know. I haven't been in contact with him since. And he just got blindsided by that. Or as an executive, he knows a lot more about what's going on in the company than anyone else. And maybe he just abandoned ship. I don't know. But now there's a lead producer position available here. But what you'll see is this is not for the Cycle. This is for a new huge MMO sci-fi IP. If you guys don't know how Cycle came to be, it was originally a battle royale, and then they kind of just quit updating it, and then one day they just completely pivoted it to the Cycle Frontier. They reused all their assets, and the fact that this says sci-fi MMO makes me question if that's what we're gonna see with the Cycle Frontier. They may have just, the game might be done for, guys, and you know, the new MMO sci-fi project might take its place. And if we look at the state of the game here, it is insane. We're a little bit further back here, but even just a couple days prior to this, I think it was like the 23rd and 22nd, prior to them like fucking me over really hard, basically, the peak players was just under 7,000, and now we're dipping under 2,000 every single day. And we haven't seen numbers like this since the end of Season 2, when there hadn't been any content for like 7 or 8 months, which is crazy. let's talk about other issues the game is having. Um, First and foremost, there's a ton of cheaters again. It is just as bad as it was in season one. I really thought they had the cheating situation under control, but it's not the case. Cheaters are back in full droves. There has really not been any content since the closed beta 2, really, not even season 1, but closed beta 2 is when they added like drills, oils, all these things. In season 1, nothing really changed. Season 2, we got Theros Island, and the player base hates Theros Island. The main content, like the reason you go to Theros Island, has been nerfed to the ground, so forging isn't really worth it at all. The main fun forge items like the alien hunter helmet have, it's not even in the game anymore, right? So there's really no content to be had on Theros Island. In season 3, we got the Howler, which is really cool. It's like the most like interactive creature there is. Like if you watch it, it'll sleep in its nest, it'll kind of roam around. But after you've kind of experienced that and you fought it a few times, it just becomes annoying, right? Its loot isn't even worth the bullets you shoot with. So realistically, we haven't had any content now for over about a year, right? I mean, Theros Island, yeah, I can't even talk on that realistically because that was NDA. But they also continue to drive content creators away. Like I said earlier, like there really is only content creators that were made by Cycle still playing the cycle. So I don't know. With everything laid out on the table like this, I just don't know what's going on with the future of the cycle. And with them continuously spinning my face, like when this all started, I still want to play cycle. It's still my favorite game. And even now, I get up in the morning and I'm like, what do I want to play? I'm like, I want to play cycle. I love playing fucking cycle, dude. Like I don't know, I have Stockholm syndrome or something, right? And I'm just like, I just can't swallow that pill and go play cycle after all the bullshit that's happened. But I don't want to say, never say never. If they get their shit together, and I really hope they do, I hope that the game can flourish because it's such a good game. But it's like a Rubik's cube that's like one dial from being solved. You know what I'm saying? And I really hope that they get it back together. But I don't know. If they start getting it back together, I'll probably return to cycle. I don't want to say, I'm done with it forever. I don't want to be caught up in my ego and be upset about this. Realistically, they can't go back on their statement after they made Tsunami read the script and made a video. They can't go back on it, and they've decided to just be quiet and let this blow over because they realize the whole player base is extremely pissed off about this situation. But I don't know. If they get it back together, I will go back to Cycle Frontiers. I'm trying to say, and I'm just kind of like, I don't really have a script. I'm kind of like just doing this live, rambling a little bit. I apologize, but I'll be playing Escape from Tarkov, Hunt Showdown, Dark and Darker, Marauders, DMZ, and Cycle mostly on stream. So these last couple weeks, I've just been playing all sorts of weird stuff like Albion, Overwatch 2, Spore, just the most weird stuff over on my subathon. And thank you for everyone for leaving a lurk on my channel. We're trying to raise money for this this giveaway still. I think it will be significantly cheaper than what I had anticipated, but I'm not sure. Ad revenue is absolutely tanking those. Lurks are going down. People are just over cycle. They're over the whole situation. And I understand that. I'll need to come up with some sort of like backup exit plan in the event that I just don't know if we'll be able to raise the money or if I'll be able to get a sponsor that really wants to get involved with all of this. So maybe when the subathon ends, I'll just utilize the amount of money we earned, and I'll try and get a good pre-built with that, or a graphics card or some computer components for you guys. Maybe you guys have some ideas with what we should do, what you guys would really enjoy down below. And also, how would you guys like me to show that the winners got out? I was thinking I was just gonna like take some photos of me actually mailing it to the people, obviously with their information blurred out, and upload it on Twitter and stuff like that. I've been thinking about that as well recently. But let me know about that. Let me know what games you guys have been playing in the comments down below. Once again, I apologize, this is a bit rambly. And if you guys want to help support the giveaway, if you want to leave a lurk while I'm finishing out this subathon, I would greatly appreciate that. I love you all. If you guys only cared about the Cycle Frontier content, it's perfectly fine if you want to unsubscribe. I'm not going to be mad about it. And yeah, I'll see you guys all in the live stream, in the Discord, and thank you all for all the support.